For generations, the women of the Sampson family carried a heavy, unspoken burden. No one knew when it started, but by the time Victoria was born, it had been accepted as family lore. No daughter would marry before her 40s. Every woman before her had faced the same fate, and all had come to terms with it. It was as though an invisible weight pressed down on their family, one that none of the Sampson women could shake off. When Victoria turned 25, her mother told her the truth. Sitting under the shade of an old mango tree, her mother shared stories of the curse, how every single one of her ancestors had fallen victim to it, marrying only when they were past 40. "Don't fight it, Victoria," her mother warned, a weary resignation in her eyes. "It's our family's curse." But Victoria was determined. She would not let her life be dictated by an ancient tale. As the youngest daughter and a fierce believer in the power of change, she set out to find a way to break the curse. She didn't know where to start, but her resolve was unshakable. Her nights soon became plagued by strange dreams. Each one more vivid than the last, they left her waking with a racing heart and an unsettling sense of foreboding. In her dreams, she often stood at the edge of a wide, dark river, watching faceless men drift away from her, just beyond her reach. She would call to them, stretch her hand out, but they would turn away, fading into the mist. Sometimes she was lost in an endless maze of corridors, hearing voices whisper her name, yet she couldn't find her way out. In other nightmares, a shadowy figure would loom over her, warning her in a voice like a distant thunder, "You will never escape." Desperate, Victoria sought help from anyone who claimed to have the power to lift curses. She journeyed to towns and villages, meeting with priests, spiritualists, and herbalists. Each had their own version of a solution. Some involved strange rituals, others demanded money in exchange for sacred amulets. Some asked for her personal belongings, claiming they needed her essence to break the curse. The rituals were endless and taxing, but Victoria complied, clinging to the hope that one of them might offer salvation. Yet, not everyone she encountered was genuine. In her quest, she came across self-proclaimed prophets who promised her miracles but were only interested in taking advantage of her vulnerability. One particular prophet, claiming to be able to see her spirit, convinced her that her soul was under a powerful spell that required a sacred connection to break. Under the guise of a religious ritual, he tried to pressure her into sleeping with him, saying it was the only way to cleanse her spirit. Shocked and repulsed, Victoria fled, shaken by the deceit. Others were after her money. They sold her costly charms, bottles of blessed water, and bags of herbs that they promised would lift the curse. Each time, Victoria handed over her savings, desperately hopeful. But every charm, every bottle, and every herb ended up being nothing but a cruel reminder of her desperation. Each betrayal left her feeling more defeated, yet she couldn't abandon her quest. With each failed attempt, her dreams grew darker, their faces twisted in disappointment and pity. In some dreams, she wore a wedding dress, only to find herself standing alone, the chapel empty, as dust and silence settled around her. These dreams haunted her, wearing down her spirit. By her late 20s, Victoria had endured heartbreak after heartbreak. She came close to marriage several times, but each relationship crumbled just as she thought she had escaped the curse's grip. The men she dated grew distant, as if an invisible force was pushing them away. At one point, she met a man she thought was different, patient, kind, someone who seemed unafraid of the shadows that clung to her. But as they approached marriage, he too began to pull away, leaving her heart shattered once again. Each failed relationship fueled her fears and intensified the weight of her family's curse. Her mother's words echoed in her mind, haunting her with a resigned truth. "Don't fight it, Victoria." But Victoria wasn't ready to surrender. Finally, at the age of 30, when she had almost given up, she met a man named David. He was different, not only in his patience and kindness, but in the strength he showed in staying by her side despite her past. She told him everything: the curse, the dreams, the struggles, and instead of turning away, he held her hand tighter. They endured challenges, arguments, and countless nights of uncertainty. But David remained by her side, refusing to let the darkness push him away. And finally, against all odds, they made it to the altar. For the first time in her family's history, a woman broke the curse, marrying before her 40s. Victoria's victory marked a new chapter for the Sampson family. Her marriage became a beacon of hope, a reminder to her sisters, cousins, and future daughters that they didn't have to carry the curse any longer. Victoria had proven that no force was stronger than a determined heart, and no curse could overshadow the power of resilience and love. If you enjoyed this real-life story, please subscribe to our channel for more.